Hi, everybody. Melon Man here. I got a real special treat today. I've got a blast from my past today. This is the first time I'm speaking with Albert Woolridge. Albert Woolridge is 53 years old. He's been bodybuilding since he was 17 years old, so a lot in common. I started bodybuilding when I was 13, and I'm 46. He went a lot further with bodybuilding than I did. He is a Jan Tana overall champion, bodybuilding champion, Southern States overall champion. This is like right up with the world, the very best bodybuilders in the world, the biggest men in the world. This man was 283 pounds, a super heavyweight bodybuilder. He worked out with Mike Matarazzo, Kevin Levrone. These are names that were just heroes in my past. He has a lot of top pro friends. He's from Bermuda.
Yep.
Yes, he's living in Bermuda.
Bermuda.
I've seen him in the gym a little bit, just working out a little bit. We've had a lot of dialogue there. We've not really talked yet, so this is the first time that I get a chance to talk with him, and it's the first time I'm talking with a bodybuilder at this level in, I don't know, 20 years. So this is going to be a great experience for me to come back to contact with Albert. And Albert has been in the world of healing, and I really want to learn and understand how he does that while he still maintains a massive size. Albert, how heavy are you right now?
Right now, I'm about 230 pounds.
So this is you 50 pounds lighter than you were.
Yeah, but I'm in great shape, as you can see.
Oh, you're in great shape, man.
Yeah. So when I was 280 pounds, I was, it was hood and water. I was big. When you get it big, it's like it's very hard to keep that size. You have to eat and eat and eat. And all the foods that we're eating basically are all acidic foods, So bodybuilders they're not really the healthiest people in the world.
Not the healthiest.
Yeah.
No,
definitely not.
And
yeah, bodybuilders have a short lifespan. Most of us we pass on like in our 50s. So I kind of got conscious with that, and I started to find ways how to heal. I don't believe in the traditional doctor's approach, how they deal with medicine. I had come to terms with this like maybe about 4 years ago. And 4 years ago, I started, my quest to myself out, because I was vibrating on very low frequency. Okay. Stress, anger, and all that stuff comes.
Let me just cut you off there for a second and just, discuss some of the things you brought up there, which are really interesting things. A lot of bodybuilders die in their 50s. How do you know that?
Well, because I know a lot of them. A lot of my friends, I had friends in Florida that passed, probably abusing different things. It's so many going. If you just go do your research, like you'll see guys that you probably admired on the Olympia stage, out somebody dead in his 50s. Andreas Mutzer. I don't know if you remember him. He was a guy that was completely shredded to the bone. All these guys going early. So the one thing they all have in common, they all acidic bodies. The heart's big, oversized. So I had to find a way to heal myself in order for me to save myself from that experience.
Right. So excellent, and I'm glad you're shining a light on something that I haven't spoken very much about, because I kind of just turned my back on my bodybuilding world, because I'm just dealing mostly with general population people. My customers.
Yes.
I don't deal with a lot of bodybuilders. I don't work with really bodybuilders. I work with general population. That's my career, is fitness and wellness. So I haven't spoken a lot about bodybuilding, so it's great that I'm getting a chance now to really, really shine some light on this. This is fantastic. So bodybuilding is unhealthy practice because of the acidity of the nutrition. What is it about the nutrition that makes the body acidic, Albert?
Well, first of all, you're consuming large portions of protein, and that protein derives from meats, carbohydrates, they're all acidic foods. So you as a bodybuilder, you're trying to eat as much as you can and try to consume as much calories as you can in order for you maintain your size. Now, fruits and vegetables, you don't have no room in your stomach for fruits and vegetables because you're trying to consume a lot of protein. You got to eat maybe about 6 meals a day. You got to consume a lot of supplements. Some of them supplements, things that probably will hurt people. So all these things add up at the end of the day, and it takes its toll on the body. So we have to find a way how to heal from all this stuff.
Okay. Okay. And that's it. That's what I did too. As I was pursuing healing 100%. Once I was done with the bodybuilding, and I was recognizing in my body that I was getting a lot of pain. I was having a lot of pain in my body, and I had a lot of bad habits and obsessive nutrition and behaviors and practices, and I think I even had a lot of kind of obsessive, like even sexual thoughts and maybe even a bit of
testosterone,
anger, hostility. Yeah. So
testosterone does all that.
Exactly. And so coming from a life of, anabolic substance and stimulants to work out at that level and recover and repair from that level of training, you get this, after effect of aggression, mood, behavioral issues, sexual obsessions, and obviously nutritional obsessions, and all of that needs to be healed. And the effect of living and thinking and acting and engaging in that obsessive thought and behavior for many years is, for me, pain in my body. Now, Albert, did you have pain in your body?
Yeah, of course. Joint pain, headaches,
pain, headaches.
Jesus, everything, it takes its toll on you. I come to a point where even my testicles was sweating up so much, lumps and stuff like that on my testicles,
Exactly.
So, hey, every day your kidneys start every month your kidneys start to flare up because you're consuming so much protein. The list goes on and on.
From all these years of abuse to our bodies, from our nutrition and our anabolic use and our stimulant use, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? Coffee is a stimulant, and we used coffee a lot. Ephedrine, coffee, and going further down the road, it just gets worse. Thyroid hormone, clenbuterol. These are just more aggressive stimulants that bodybuilders use, that we used in our past, that's in our bodies. And because of it, we feel the pain manifested even more intensely in our bodies. So we know. Plus, we've got attachment to all that protein and carbohydrate that we consumed in obsessive amounts for 10, 20, 30 years. It's all in our bodies, and we know when we feel it. So when we feel a change, we know it's working.
Yeah, most definitely.
Exactly.
Most definitely.
Yes, brother. Yes, brother. And the thought is trapped in our bodies physically with physical toxins, and in our mind mentally with psychological toxins.
Exactly. And that's the key thing. The thought is the key thing.
The thought.
Because
it starts with
a thought.
and then turns into a polluted action.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
We can't
Yes.
heal those polluted actions until we correct those incorrect,
Correct.
polluted thoughts.
Exactly. You hit it right on the head, my friend.
Brother, that's exactly what I see. That's exactly.
So the first thing I did, because I was on that low frequency, because my thoughts was all over the place. I was on a very low frequency, fighting. I came back to Bermuda, still pursuing my bodybuilding career, and I was just angry at the world.
Angry at the world.
Yeah. Angry at the world. So of course, you know, the headaches was coming so deep. So I said, this is not happening. What's going on? So that's when I started to disconnect myself from everybody and start to research. My first guy that I listened to was a fellow named Bruce Lipton. And I watched this gentleman, Bruce Lipton, over and over and over.
Dr. Lipton?
Yes.
And
yes.
He's a vegan doctor.
Yeah, now he is, yes. Yeah. So I watched the biology of belief so many times. That was it became a part of my life. It was rooted in my subconscious mind.
That's the doctor that's talking about the connection between thought and DNA structural changes inside us now and turning on genes and manifest different things inside of our body and life because of the things we're thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Let me just pause right there and just say, Albert listened to everything that Bruce Lipton said. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I watched this video about maybe 25 times easy.
That's right. You got into alignment with some information that was inspiring to you, that you connected with, and you listened to everything that Bruce Lipton was thinking and talking about. You watched all his videos, you listened to all his stuff, and then you started implementing the stuff that he was saying, and then you started seeing healing happening in your life. Exactly.
Exactly, yeah.
Robbins, I listened to Bruce Lipton, I listened to Dr. Errett, I listened to Dr. Morris, I listened to Dr. Sebi. I can't even think right now on the top of my head all of the people that were healing agents in my life that I got into alignment with and listened to everything that they said and started practicing. So this is it. We got to get around the greatest minds on this planet if we want to move forward and change our mind and lives.
Yes, yes. You are the company you keep.
You are the company you keep.
Hey, so what basically, all in a nutshell, is we're all trying to find was it peace? I don't know if it's peace, what I'm going to say. We're all trying to find our higher self. We're all trying to find a better understanding. And you know what? What I've come to discover now from all the things that I've been researching and everything that I found, the key thing is something that we all are born with, and we all have it inside. Now, there's a lot of ways to get to this one thing that we have inside. You could do meditation. You could do yoga. You could change your diet. There's so many ways to get to this one thing that we all must find, because we're all born with this one thing, and that, my friend, is unconditional love. When a baby is born into this world, they love everything. Everything. They have no fear. They love everything because the baby is coming directly from source, and the baby knows everything. So what we have to do is get back to the baby and learn from the baby and let go of the fear, because fear turns your body into acidic. Stress turns your body into acidic. So once you get rid of all these things, then you start to love yourself. And then you realize that everybody is connected And we're all on this journey to find what? The love that we was already born with. But we're looking for it, and yeah, go ahead.
We're looking for it outside of ourselves, in things, in body titles,
yeah.
in girls, in substances, in money,
in girls, yeah.
eyes, in money,
yeah.
in homes, in cars, in things from outside of ourselves to satisfy ourselves.
Yeah.
Really, what we really need is actually right inside ourselves, and we can love ourselves. Love our
we have everything.
Love our children, love our careers, love the people that we share the planet with, and we can love all aspects, get into harmony with our life.
That's all it is to it. That's all it is to it. And then we excel. And the world, it's like, I try to explain to people because I feel like I'm getting there. I can't say I'm all the way there because there's a lot of room for improvement, but I get it. I understand, like, you are me, okay? You are literally me and what I have inside me. And anybody that comes in front of you, you put there. It's 7 billion people in the world. How is it possible that we connect? We only connect to what's inside. And the people that come in our lives are a reflection of what's inside. So if somebody is pissing you off, if you hate somebody, that's because the hate is in you. You can't go nowhere with the hate in you. You can't manifest your dreams if you got hate in you. You're going to get the opposite of what you want. For instance, if you want a car, you're trying to manifest a car and you're stressing and worrying about this car. Well, you're going to get a car, but it's going to be a car accident. And that's how it works. It doesn't work no other way. You know? So the first point in healing comes from the mind. 1/3 of all medical procedures is a success because the patient thought it was going to be a success. So sometimes the doctor will give you a sugar pill and it will work wonders for you. Because your thought changed everything. And that's the most important thing that we have to get back to. Because we live in a world where people are telling you how to live, what to do. You are creator. You are creator. You create the life for yourself. Okay? I mean, it's that's all we have to do, people. It's just love. That's it. And the world heals itself. We ain't got to go out and try to heal the world. All we got to do is heal what's inside of us. Get rid of the stuff that we've been taught. Get back to when we was a child and have no fear to just love everybody. Everybody a child loves, man. It's only the parent that poisoned the child with their way of thinking that the child is now have to go through life with fear. Okay? So, how did I come like this? I'll tell you how I come like this. I started this journey in urine therapy 5 or 6 months ago.
How much therapy? What kind of therapy?
The urine therapy.
You started urine therapy 5 or 6 months ago? Yeah.
5 or 6 months ago. So I'm literally drinking it, fasting. 7 days I fasted just urine and water. And then I started to just drink the urine, forget the water. and I started to dry fast. And then when I started to dry fast, I started to put the urine all over my body and let it seep in my body as I'm dry fasting, because your body is like a sponge. So the urine is going in, and what I noticed.
Hold on.
What I noticed.
I want to break down what you're saying, because you're putting a lot of ideas out there, and I want to make sure we address each and every single idea, buddy. Okay. So 5 or 6 months ago, you started on the urine therapy. That's amazing. You started fasting on urine alone.
Yes.
And you started dry fasting.
Dry fasting, yes.
Right. Okay. So both of these are great healers.
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
Now hang on a second. Let's just break that down a little bit. Your dry fast, how many hours empty and dry?
Okay, my first time around dry fasting, I did 24 hours. Second time I did 48 hours. Third time I did 3 days dry fasting.
65 hours.
Yeah, and then.
Okay, hold on a second there.
Hold on a
second there. Let's just hold that dry fast for a second. How many times did you repeat the dry fast?
Okay, so now I dry fast every other week. Every other week I would dry fast.
For 3 days?
No, I dry fast sometimes 48 hours, sometimes 24 hours. Depends on my weight, depends on how I look and stuff like that. So I was still pursuing my bodybuilding, I wouldn't say career, but it's just something that I love to do. So I'm trying to find a medium where I could dry fast, keep my weight at about 230. And I'm trying to do it all and try to find the right foods.
So let me just touch on this because, you know what, I was a bodybuilder. I'm not at your level of bodybuilding, right? But I want to challenge you a little bit, and you can ignore it if you like.
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, from an ex-bodybuilder to a man that's still way above me. Okay. But I don't know who else. Who else can talk to you at this level. But I don't know whichever fruitarian you know, or anyone that's striving to breatharian that's been a bodybuilder. I don't know if you know any.
No, I don't know any. No. But I'll tell you what.
So you and I have a relationship that's very unique.
Yeah.
Two international level bodybuilders that are coming to the same place here in the world of healing.
Yes.
And I want to say this to you, that I have put my size to bed, right?
Yes.
And that is a bodybuilding toxic thought.
Yeah. I already know.
Right? That's a bodybuilding demon, because we always thought that we could satisfy everything by being bigger.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Yeah, the ego plays a major part in this.
We could get more girls, we would make more money, we would win more shows, we would get more exposure, we would get more everything by our size.
Yeah, that's the mentality of people going into the gym. Yeah.
Yes.
When most people start the gym, when most they how would you say, they're a little insecure. Okay? And they fall in love with the sport, and they start to grow, and they become a bodybuilder because the insecurities push them so hard in the gym.
That's at the root. So again, and you already said it. I'm going to let you connect the dots at your own time, but you already said it that it's always a thought, and I'm going to leave with that thought that the size and the weight is all connected.
Yeah.
And you at 230 pounds, how tall are you, Albert?
5'9".
5'9". Oh my God.
Yeah.
Albert, can I just tell you this, that at 195 pounds, you would be a massive, beautiful, wonderful man.
Well, I am that now.
195?
No, I'm saying I'm 200 and I'm 230.
Yes.
But I'm all the things that you describe now.
Man. But I'm just challenging you a little bit to not worry about the weight.
No, I'm not worrying about the weight so much. I'm doing what I love to do. Okay, so my weight, because somebody else is not is okay. Let me take for example. Okay, your situation. You're doing what you feel is best for you. Okay?
Yes.
Now, this is what I love. Okay? This is what I love. I love to be, and I'm small compared to what I used to be. So this is the smallest I've been maybe since I was teenager. Okay? So I'm comfortable. I'm not trying to get bigger. What I'm trying to do is try to create a balance for myself that I could be happy with. Because at the end of the day, life is about you being happy. It's not about me trying to live a long time or it's about you connecting with your higher self. You being so happy with yourself that nothing else matters. Now I'm doing what I love to do. I'm not doing it for nobody else's reason. I'm not doing it to girls because I gave all that stuff up. I've been alone. As I've been on this journey, I cut everything off. So I stay alone with my dogs, and I just do what I love to do and connect, because at the stands, I can't be around certain frequencies. I can't be around certain frequencies. So I have to cut everybody off and just do what I love to do. So size, because I'm 230, that doesn't mean what? I'm not happy. I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with the current situation. And when you're happy doing the things you love, you start to manifest anything you want. There's always a way.
I agree with
There's
you.
always a way.
I agree with you. And you can tell me to go jump in the lake, but I'm just gonna leave with my 2 cents that you would still be massive and awesome at 195, and it wouldn't matter if you dry fasted 2 days or 3 days, and the weight won't matter.
No, it won't matter. But what is the point? What is the point of dry fasting? What is the point of me going down to 190 or 195? What is the point of all that if I'm happy where I'm at now?
Yep. It's yours, man. It's yours, right? And you can tell me to go jump in the lake, like I said, but I just felt like I had to say that. I love you, brother, and I'm coming from that world, and I just feel like I wanted to say that. So you can.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can take it. You can take it as you wish. You can take.
I don't know. I take everything. I take everything good. Like I don't look at nothing, because this is one thing I was thinking about today. Emotions is what messes up our frequency. When you discover your unconditional love and you try to push that out and you feel that with yourself and you treat everybody the same, then nothing nobody else says should bother you. It doesn't matter. So if I connect to the emotion side of things, then I will get offended of what just happened to me. But I have to understand that I protect my energy by keeping my emotions aside. And that's one thing that we have to do, because your emotions serve a purpose, just like your ego serves a purpose. But if you let your emotions take you up and down, you're just going to lose it. And that's what messes up the frequency, is people getting so emotionally tied to things. All you have to do is do what you love to do, be happy doing what you love to do, and get rid of all these emotions. Because once you love yourself and love everybody, there's no need for emotions. There's no need for them, because they're going to send you up and down like this. And so this is one thing I'm trying to curb.
The weight thing is a big one for me, because, I'm down 75 pounds from where I was, and I wasn't nearly as big as you, and I'm a smaller man. So, it has me in a very small space right now, weight wise. And I get a lot of, negative feedback from customers, from friends, from even my wife. Sometimes, she knew me as being a bigger man, a bigger version of myself. Yeah. So, I'm, having to be smaller and find and manage with that mental space, but recognizing that by moving through fasting and dry fasting and fruit fasting and all of the fasting that I've been doing and experimenting with urine therapy, that I'm noticing how my body is healing, and that is putting kind of every single aspect of my life in a better place. When I talk about my relationship with myself, my relationship with my wife, the way that I'm thinking and acting towards my kids, the way that I'm thinking, the thoughts I'm thinking and acting towards my customers, the way that I'm interacting with my life in a more positive, harmonic, balanced way, I'm seeing positive healing happening all the time from all of these practices. So I'm pursuing forward regardless of what my weight is. And so when people, remind me that I'm smaller than I was, it sets off my old bodybuilding touchiness, right? My old bodybuilding insecurity, right?
Okay.
And I'm working with that. And when I hear you talk about, trying to find, because you said you were talking about dry fasting and depending on your weight, and that, I think I'm connecting with you on that insecurity and that touchy.
Brothers, I would say it's an insecurity. This is just what I learned for myself. Now, what you just said, brother, listen to what you just said. You said, so when somebody tells you that you are literally getting small, you let that person mess with your emotion. So now you're thinking.
I'm allowing it, yes.
You're allowing it, yes. You're allowing it. So what you got to do, you cannot satisfy everybody. No. You have to satisfy yourself.
Right.
That's it. So when we do all this fasting, when we do the urine therapy and we're trying to heal the body, at the same time, we must be happy with self. Because you can't say you're healed and then your mind is still thinking about your weight. Or your mind is still thinking about if somebody tells you you're small and if all these things bother you, you're not really healed.
That's right.
You're not really healed.
That's right.
So you have to do.
But
just do what you love to do, brother.
As a trainer and a coach,
yes,
and trying to model the proper behavior for my customer and encourage them to step forward. If they look at me and think that I'm less of a man because I'm not as big as the picture on my wall, then in their mind, the perception is they don't want to pursue some of the things that I'm saying because I'm wrong, because I'm not as good looking as I am in the picture. And
okay, the first thing, I don't pay attention to what anybody says, brother. Yeah, because you're not here for them.
Agree. However, I'm trying to inspire the person to move forward with their healing, and they're judging me because I'm not as big and good looking as I was when I was 30, that, I shouldn't take this approach because my trainer doesn't have the right thought pattern. He's not as good as he was before. And I'm trying to say, that's not the truth. I'm better than I've ever been. And I feel better than I've ever been. So don't look at me and think because I'm not as big as I was that I'm a less man or a less happy man or a less satisfied man. I'm a more happy and satisfied man, except that when you don't follow my instruction to heal yourself because you're looking at me as being less than the man that I was, that bothers me. So I feel like let me tell you this, brother. Everything that you're saying is, and when somebody comes up to you and tells you these things, they only say you this stuff because you got to remember, everybody is you. So when somebody comes and tells you, they're not telling you nothing you don't know, because the stuff that they're telling you, you already feel. And they're a mere reflection of what you're feeling. So once you start to delete all these thoughts and all these feelings and vibrate on that frequency, now the people that's coming in your life, they're going to be different with you. They're not going to say the things that they're saying now because you're not attracting that. Everybody is a mere reflection of you. So your clients, if they tell you this stuff, they're telling you stuff that you already have inside you.
So
Awesome.
once you clean that out, they're not going to attract that damn type of talks. That's how it is. Everybody is you. You have to understand this. Everybody is a mere reflection of your inner thoughts.
Fantastic message.
Yeah, that's how it is. So if somebody comes up to me and says something, I have to, or even if I see any negative behavior in front of me, the first thing I do, I don't go and check them. I have to go and check myself to figure out why I'm vibrating on that frequency to attract this person to come in my life with this stuff. I have to change something inside me. And that's all we have to do.
We all have to take responsibility for what's happening
Yes.
in our lives, for the messages we're receiving and the feelings that we're getting.
Listen, brother, there's nothing in this world gonna hurt you. You are an infinite being. Okay? That means you're gonna be around forever because you're energy, and energy only gets transferred. Okay? So you have to understand, we attract everything in our lives according to what's inside. So if you want, that's why I'm telling you about unconditional love. So when you have unconditional love deep inside you, and it takes a long time to get this way because you got to steady peel off the hate, peel off all the conditions, peel off everything that you've been taught, everything, and get back to when you was a kid. Now you're vibrating on that frequency. Now everybody that comes in your life is going to be on that love frequency. That's what I'm experiencing now. I'm experiencing love on a high level. And everybody that comes in my life, that's what they seeking. Because we are like this, brother. We are light. And everybody is drawn to light. Nobody wants to be in the dark. Everybody's coming to find this light. If you put this if it's dark outside, and I go like this, guess what? How many people are going to follow this light so they can see? Everybody. That's how it is. That's all we have to do is fill ourselves up with this love, and everybody is going to follow you. You don't have to try to impress nobody with your size, with what you experience. You don't have to tell somebody how to do this, how to do that, because everybody's on a journey, and all you have to do is fill your vessel up with this, and everybody's coming towards that light. That's how it is. That's the only way. And we have so many.
Fantastic message, Albert. Thank you. Now,
Yeah.
could we come back to where I kind of cut you off? And
Yeah.
you said you're dry fasting for 3 days every couple of weeks.
Yeah, I started doing it every 2 weeks because I use the MyFitnessPal app to get my macros and stuff like that. So I stopped eating meat long time ago when I started to get connected and stuff. I just got rid of all meat. So I eat fish and I eat a lot of fruits. I don't trust a lot of the foods out there, so I get everything. Like I got one line of food that I get. I have rice, oatmeal, brown rice, white rice, oatmeal, fish, and fruit. I don't eat nothing. Avocados. I take my fats from oils, walnut oil, and I stick with damn foods only. And I find like everything is working so perfectly. You can weigh anything you want because you are a creator. You find a way. Now, slowly but surely, I'm going to wean off the fish. And I'm going to try to get into the fruit because I believe your body adapts to any type of environment you put it in. So I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to be get this energy because fruit doesn't have a karma wheel. So I believe we should be eating fruit, and I want to get to that point. So slowly but surely, I'm cutting out all the things that's stopping my energy or the soul from having its expression in the front of my vehicle. Because fruit doesn't have a karma wheel. Okay? So I think we should be getting to eating fruit, and breatharian is probably the next step. But I still wanted to be happy with what I'm doing. I just don't want to make a drastic change and then just deflate my ego and deflate everything and say, oh, I'm healthy and I'm happy. No, I'm not healthy and I'm happy. I have to be happy and healthy. You see?
Yep, yep. Okay. So let me just go back and go over some of the things you talked about. First of all, you said cut out meat.
Yeah, that's the first thing you got to cut out.
Meat's got to go first.
Yeah, because meat, like I do a lot of sun gazing as well, and when I come to understand that we're all on a journey, and the first thing that we do, what we do, we kill insects. We see bugs in our house, we kill them. So the first thing we got to do, we got to stop all this killing, because every bug, every insect, everything is on the same journey as you. You don't have no right to kill anything.
That's a Buddhist idea. Stop killing everything. That was taught by the Buddha. That's a Buddhist idea, message. Like we can't be in a world where we're creating negative karma, where we're killing anything at all. Anything alive, we got to stop killing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I see people terrified of a cockroach. Like, I never seen a cockroach kill nobody. I never seen none of this stuff. So why are you killing it? Like, why you got to kill these? And these things start to manifest into big things.
It starts right at the very beginning. Stop hating the cockroaches in your life. Stop hating the negative situations and circumstances in your life. It's okay. So stop killing the insects. Stop killing the animals and eating the meat.
Yeah, well, there's no point in that. Like,
stop eating the meat, because you're killing the animals, and we can't move forward when we're doing that kind of energy out into the world.
Yes, brother. You have to be conscious of what's going on. Like, you have, like, an active pineal gland is all you need in order to understand. So the first thing that we must do is try to get the pineal gland, decalcify the pineal gland. That's the first thing anybody should do.
Before we get to the pineal gland, I just got to go a little further here with some other things you already covered. You got to cut out the meat, but I want to ask you, how do you differentiate the fish?
Well, I don't really, because fish, okay, meat is closest to us, right? Fish has been here probably longer than us.
But the cockroach is further from us than the fish.
But listen, you have a point with this, right? And I understand it. I'm slowly but surely cutting out everything. The fish is the last to go.
Okay. So let me just make sure. We gotta cut out the meat and stop killing the animals and the fish and the cockroaches too, right?
Everything. Just stop killing pig.
It has to happen.
Yeah. Just stop killing pig.
It has to happen. All right.
Yeah.
The next thing we got to do, you talked about the pineal gland, you talked about sun gazing, but I want, before we go there, because we were still talking about nutrition, I want to make sure we come back to, we got the oatmeal and we got the rice.
Yeah.
You know we got to get to the fruits, because the fruits has the what?
The fruits are distilled water. The water in fruits are distilled. They cleanse your body.
In the fruits, the right type of sugar, fructose, and
yes,
and the vibration that the fruits have, the high vibration that the energy that the fruit has.
Yes.
And the astringent nature of the fruit and the pectin fiber of the fruit helps the body to eliminate. So we got to get to the fruit. Yeah. And you said something else about the fruit. You said the fruit has no karma attached to it.
Yes.
Why?
No, because
why is that, Albert?
Because when you eat the fruit got seeds in it. So you spit the seeds out, and another fruit tree grows. So it doesn't have no karma.
You're not killing anything. And the fruit was given. It was already ripe and leaving the plant. So you're not killing it. You're taking the fruit, and it's the seed that is what goes on to go on to create more life. But if you eat the fruit, that's okay. That's the nourishment and the high energy nourishment that we're given. The fruit has no karma. We must move to the fruit diet.
The fruit the tree literally gives you the fruit. If you notice, you try to pick a fruit when it's not ready, it's not gonna come. It's not gonna come. But when the fruit is ready, you just touch your hand on it, it drops out of your hand. You eat the fruit, put the seed out, it grows another tree.
So we got to get to the fruit.
The fruit is the key, because the fruit holds an.
You are on your way there.
Yeah, that's where I'm going. The fruit has a.
You don't want to go too fast because you don't want to lose too much size too fast.
Well, is that the size? I'm trying to. Like, nothing happens overnight. You can't just expect to say, okay, I'm just going to stop eating meat. I'm going to stop what I love to do and just go right back there. Everything takes time.
Slowly and progressively, we must transition.
Yes.
Slowly and progressively.
Yes.
We cannot do it overnight. We're not going to be able to do it overnight. And as we get deeper into this lifestyle, we'll choose if we want to go further with it or at our own pace. And it has to be at our own pace, and we can't do it overnight. And that is exactly right, Albert. Thank you very much.
Everybody wants things like right away. This takes time. You can't notice yourself losing weight. It happens so slow. You can't notice these things, but if a few months down the line, okay, now you look at yourself and you say, wow, I lost all this weight. You can't notice nothing. You can't notice your change in consciousness. You can't notice this stuff. But the only way you notice is when people come in your life, they're on that frequency. They're all loving you. There's nobody coming in. I don't see no stress. I don't see no negative stuff. I could go down the road speeding on my bike, knowing I'm doing wrong, speeding on my bike, knowing I'm risking my life, and I almost get in an accident and I get spared. It's just like that, because I know something is with me, guiding me along, just telling me what I got to do, showing me the way, because I'm not ready. Everybody that comes in this world knows they coming and know when they're going. There's no accidents in this world.
I agree, sir. Everything has a purpose in our life. So let's move on to just a couple other things that you said there. The urine therapy is a big key for healing. You've done a couple of days of just urine therapy.
Yeah.
So
but when I say, like you gotta understand it like this. Because I'm doing this with the urine therapy, it might not work for somebody. I don't expect for nobody to do things the same way, because we're all unique and we're all different. We all got a different perspective of what's going on. If that
doesn't appeal to you, don't do it.
Yeah.
Do what does appeal to you, but this is information. We need to move in this direction.
Yeah. Right. So what we have to do is we have to find a way to get back to the one thing that we all have in common: unconditional love. If you go and understand the word, what it means, you have to love everything and just enjoy your time here, because life is an experience. There's no wrong and there's no right. It's only an experience. That's it.
So that
we take this thing with
love energy is within us, and
it's already there.
To come back to it, and the toxic elements in our body and life are blocking us from reaching and connecting with that unconditional love. The toxic thoughts, the toxic physical elements, the toxic behaviors, the inconsistent behaviors and actions we have in our life, and we just need to peel them all back to come back to total healing. And at total healing, it's going to be fruit, and maybe even further breath will sustain us, because this is like a complete harmony with the life.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Life is like this. It's like an ocean that's going, and you got to go, you're going with the water, with the flow of the water. And you have all these waves. And these waves represent good times, and these waves represent bad times. You're going to go through them, but if you're going with the current, you're going to find your destination. But if you're going the opposite way, you're going to still have good times and bad times. But at the end of it, you're going to go down. And the last thing you want to go is going against the current. So you just have to go with the pattern of life. You have to go with it. once you go with the pattern of life, you're gonna reach your destination. You're gonna reach it, and it takes time. But you have to be conscious of where you're going. You have to see where you're going. Once you see where you're going, the universe is going to part the way for you. It's going to show you, give you everything you want in the name of people coming in your life.
So clearly picturing what you want, having a goal is very important. Your love for the self, so positive thought and word for the self. But also would like to add to that is not only knowing where you're going and loving the self, but also being really in service to everyone else around you.
Well, when you say be in service, like service is when you have this light about you and people want to follow this light. Service to others, it doesn't mean I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this for you and do that for you and do that for you. That's enabling, because everybody's on a journey. So when you say service, you got to remember, you're giving service to the world when you fill your vessel up with unconditional love. Because people feed off that. And people are always trying to figure out, oh, that person needs to change. Or that person needs to be more like me. No, they don't need to be more like you, because they're on a journey just like you. And the only thing that you got to do is love yourself unconditionally. That way you can love everybody else unconditionally. And that's how the world changes. The world don't change it. The world don't change by I'm dictating. I feel happy with myself. And I see that, I feel that you're not happy with yourself. So I got to try to make you like me. That's not the case. I just love myself. I just take care of myself.
When I'm talking about service, I'm saying, one, it's to be in service to that love energy within you.
Yes.
You're in service to that love energy, and servicing, expressing that love energy. So that's how you are in service, expressing that love energy. And by giving out that love energy, you are serving everyone around you with that love energy. So you are,
because everybody,
you are
yes,
loving.
You recognize
you are giving the service of that love energy. You're serving that love energy to everyone around you. So you are in service to everyone around you, and you are in service to that energy within you. And you know what you are trying to create. So it is about knowing what you want to try to create, but then also loving what you have and what you have already created, and everyone that's in your space, you are loving, and that is serving the energy and those around you.
Yes.
It's very nice. So I feel like we're arriving at the same space, Albert. From coming from the same bodybuilding place, I feel like we're arriving at the same place. Even the sun gazing, you're looking at the sun.
Oh yeah, I look at the sun. The sun is intelligence. You have to understand. What are you? You are a light being. Okay, a light being. So that means you get all your stuff from the sun. When you eat food,
the vegetables,
when you eat, everything comes from the sun. Everything.
Yeah.
So why can't you stare at the sun and fill your vessel up with this light energy? Absolutely. And get it clean firsthand?
It's a necessary part of the healing process.
Yeah, all of it. All of it's in alignment with nature. You are a product of nature. And there's beings that's walking amongst us that's not in line with nature.
Get back to nature. Put your feet on the ground. Put your feet on the earth. Get in contact with the earth. Get into nature as much as you can. One more thing before we go. I got to touch on it because you brought it up. The pineal gland.
Yes.
We got to decalcify the pineal gland. Albert, how is the pineal gland calcified?
The pineal gland's calcified. Vaccines, sugar, this white sugar, fluoride that you got all in the U.S., all in the water supply, you're bathing in it. You need to change your filter.
Chemicals in the water.
Chemicals in the food, processed foods, All these things calcify.
Are calcifying the pineal gland and blocking us from achieving a higher sense of consciousness and energy and
Yes.
emotion and love that we have for an ability to interact and have empathy for others.
Yes. So all you need to do is calcify your pineal gland. Start to sun gaze. Everything else will come to you.
And the sunlight is a big part of that.
Yes. They got to understand. You know everything already. So when you read a book or when somebody speaks to you, they're only waking up certain DNA that you already have, that's already in you. You got to understand. You're already complete. You got all the knowledge in the world. You just got to access it. And the sun literally activates these codes in you. That's all it is. You don't have to go out and find somebody else's path. Create your own path. Start sun gazing. Activate your pineal gland.
But we did get some of that start from great leaders and great minds like Lipton motivated and inspired you. And I try to send out messages of positive leaders and leadership thought as well too, because that helps us move forward. So, you know, great gurus and thought minds and coaches, and they are helpful to get us started. But yes, you're absolutely right. 100%. The power is within each of us, and each of us needs to access it.
Yes, yes. That's all we got to do.
I don't want to talk too long because I don't want to get us, into a long period of talk that people don't want to take the time to listen to it. So I'm going to cut us off here now because I feel like we've really shown, you know, where we have come to parallel in our lives. Even though we're in different parts of the world, even though we both come from a huge bodybuilding background, we're arriving at the same space.
We're all connecting.
Thank you so much for your time, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. I love everything.
Awesome.
Hey,